Hi, my name's Jason Wyke, and welcome to another edition of PW Personalities. Today, I have the distinct honor of talking to the PW Cheerleading Squad. Hi, Ms. Tornetta.
Hi, how are you?
It is such a pleasure to have you today, and I know that you must be a little bit tight with time given that you have this big competition coming up. But I guess first, we'll put a little bit of background. So did you grow up in this district when you were younger?
I did. I grew up in Plymouth Meeting. We called it the Valley back in the day. And I also graduated from Plymouth White Marsh in 1974.
Wow. And then, so were you a cheerleader here when you
I
grew up?
was. I actually cheered at the middle school, which was back then, it was called Plymouth Junior High. And then when you came up to the high school, I cheered a couple years here.
That's fun. And then, so what made you come back to PW and maybe not try somewhere else out?
Mainly because at the time we had moved back into Plymouth and raised our three sons who were all involved in sports, and so the only way for me to stay involved was to go back to what I loved, and that was coaching.
And so did you know that you always wanted to be a cheerleading coach?
I don't think so. I think I just started working with kids and realized that I loved it, and that it just brings me so much joy.
And then, so I guess, what is like your favorite aspect of cheerleading?
Lots of things, I guess. Mainly being around. I call it Friday Night Lights. It's just being, whether it's on a court in the basketball or on the sidelines at football, and seeing the amount of kids, young people that are involved and doing something. It's really an awesome experience.
The whole ensemble.
Yeah, everybody's doing something.
So ultimately, at the end of every season, what is the main takeaway you want the girls in your cheer squad to take home?
I think mainly that, and I preach to them all the time about being strong women, being able to go out and make decisions on their own, and for every action there's a reaction. So to be accountable. They are awesome. They do that because they know that if they don't, there's going to be a repercussion.
Sounds like you're making some really model citizens in
Hope so.
our community. And then, so how are you guys preparing for this state competition? I'm sure there's a lot of stress.
There's a lot involved. We practice 3 nights a week, and then we have a game on Friday, and we're getting ready to prepare for our first comp, which will be in November, to receive a bid to compete at Nationals, at UCA Nationals. And then the second comp will be to receive a bid, that'll be districts for PIAA, at which case then we want to receive a bid to be able to go on and compete at states. So a lot on the table. We've been practicing since August. We've had a choreographer come from out of the state, and just a lot of stuff going on. Along with that, preparing for games and having them maintain jobs and their grades. So it's
a whole lot that they're
schedule,
juggling.
yes.
How many girls are in a competition in this like earlier preliminary round?
When we go to regionals, which will be held in Kutztown University, there will probably be, it's all of the high schools, and we're in a large school division, so it'll be probably, gosh, I would say 600-700 kids just in the first day one, and I think there's 2 days.
Wow. And then, so what are some of the typical obstacles that a cheer season brings along with it?
Most importantly is injuries. Clearly, always looking to prevent them, but you just can't prevent the injuries that we get. We work with a trainer. Actually, he's an alumni, Darrell Scott. He's our trainer, and they work 3 days a week with that, trying to keep their bodies in the shapes that they need to be in. But there's a lot of things happening in the air, and flyers fall, and things happen.
I know with football there's a little bit of a next man up mentality. Is there any of that in cheer if someone were to go down, per se, if they're ready with the next girl in line?
No, we don't have a bench. We don't have a second string. So if that were to happen where a cheerleader had to be removed because of injury, then we have to either find a way to regroup and reconstruct and coordinate. Everything changes. So
the show must go on.
Always, always.
And then, so what are your overall goals for this team?
I'm a firm believer, the girls will tell you the 6 Ps, and we always say prior proper planning prevents poor performance. And I try to teach that to them in everyday life, and my goals, again, are for them to always be proud. I don't need another trophy, but I want them to be able to walk off the floor or walk off a Friday night and always be proud of what they've done and what they've accomplished.
That is really amazing. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. We'll be back shortly with a couple cheerleaders. We're going to ask them about this state competition. Thank you.
More than 37% of teens reported vaping nicotine, as well as heavy metals such as nickel, tin, and lead. Teens also reported vaping chemicals, which are linked to a serious lung disease and cancer. Don't vape.
Hi, and welcome back. Joining me is Katie and Morgan. It is so nice to have you guys on today.
Nice to meet you.
So before they came on, Miss Tornetta told me that this pair was a little bit of trouble. So I guess without further ado, my first question will be for you. How long have you been cheerleading for?
I've been cheering for 13 years now.
Wow, that is dedication. And then, so were you cheerleading for a team in this area, or?
No, I moved from Philadelphia, so I cheer for a rec team there. And
That's
then I moved
awesome.
up
And
here
then-
and started in high school.
Okay, so you started cheering again when you moved here in high school. And then, so was there ever a time in your cheerleading career that you really felt a part of a team, or that you really knew that this was something you wanted to do?
I would have to say that time was freshman year, my first Friday night football game. You know, it's really a good feeling when you have everybody coming together as one, cheering for the same thing, and the football team cheering them on to victory, and you have your crowd, and you have your dog pound. It really was a good feeling. So I would have to say that time was freshman year.
You felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, so with the state competition coming up, how are you preparing for that? What are your feelings for that?
It's really hard. You know, you push yourself, you push your team. We all have the same goal. We all want to stay focused. You know, you want to have fun, but you also know that you just have a goal, and the goal is getting there, competing. You know, of course, no one getting hurt, and you know, just being able to be with your team and being able to say like we got selected would be a great honor for us.
That's amazing. And then, so for Caitlin here, what made you want to join the PW Cheerleading Squad?
I would just say, like, ever since I was little, I've just grown up surrounded by it. Just like the atmosphere, I would come to games and I would just be so amazed by everything I would see on the sidelines and all the cheerleaders. I always just looked up to them and thought like one day I want to be like that, and I knew I would always want to do that.
And in addition to that, is there any like celebrity or a person in your life that inspired you to cheerlead in general?
Well, my aunt, Miss Tornetta, she's actually my aunt, so
Wow.
she's always pushed me to be a better cheerleader, and I knew I would want to come up to the high school and cheer for her just because she's always been an inspiration for me and such a great coach to all the other girls. So it's an honor cheering for her.
And then, so I guess same question that I gave Morgan here. How are you preparing and feeling for this upcoming state competition?
Well, I just remember from last year just being selected amongst the other teams that were so good throughout the state. It was such an honor to be part of a team like that. And that's really our motivation this year, is to just push ourselves to get to that same title and maybe do even better this year. So we just push ourselves every week, and hopefully we can just come together and really pull it together this year.
Thank you so much, girls. It was so nice to have
Thank
you
you.
on. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. I know that you have a lot coming up. When we come back, we'll have 2 more members of this amazing PW Girls Cheerleading Squad.
Yo, is that a jewel?
Yeah, man. It's watermelon flavor. Want a hit?
Nah, I'm good.
Come on, man. Just one hit.
Hi, and welcome back. This group is very excited to be on. This is Jenica and Natalia. Thank you so much for coming on today. So for Jenica, do you enjoy being on this squad, and what really motivates you to continue cheering on this squad?
Yeah, I really do enjoy being on the squad, seeing the community aspect. You know, we have the band, the football players, the cheerleaders, at least for football season. And then basketball season, there's always, you know, the basketball players and the cheerleaders, and of course the student body. We all come together, we cheer each other on, we all support each other. And then obviously team bonding just within the cheer team, you know, preparing for competitions, and you know, all together. It's just a lot of hard work, and we really enjoy being together and you know, bonding as a team.
And getting to do fun interviews like this, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so how does PW cheerleading compare to other teams if you've been on any?
Yeah, so I've been on a few rec teams in the past in my younger years, I guess. But now, I've been here since I was a freshman. I'm a senior now, and every single year we have a community night. The younger cheerleaders come and cheer with us. So I know in a way it's kind of like people look up to us now. People, in my past organizations, I was younger and I was just kind of focused on my team. But now it's like, as a high school cheerleader, you have to focus on the community, setting a good example for others, leading teams on, and leading your own team on and being a leader.
And you really enjoy that role model position.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
And then so for Natalia, is being a cheerleader a lot of hard work? And really, what goes into being a cheerleader?
Yeah, it's a really long season. We start in August and don't end until March. And through that, we work with our trainer and cheer for not only football, but both basketball teams, boys and girls, and we have our own competition. So.
Is there any special stretching routines or anything like that you do to keep limber?
Yeah, each practice we stretch, obviously, and then we do dynamic warm-up with Darrell, our trainer, and then go to the weight room and stuff.
And then so for both you guys now, how did you feel when you were selected with states? And you can go first, Jenica.
Yeah. So being selected for states was a very eye-opening experience for us, because it just showed how much hard work and dedication we put into the sport. So although we support our other teams throughout the school 100%, it's we also work so hard, and just seeing that hard work through blood, sweat, tears, the cliche. It's like seeing it all come together is really, really exciting, and it just shows how hardworking we've been all season. So.
Like Jenica said, it was very exciting to finally get the bid for states, because we do put in a lot of hard work and dedication, and not many people do realize that. But when they finally do, it's wow, we did a lot and we made it. I
have nothing but the utmost respect for you guys, and good luck with this upcoming
Thank
competition. And definitely don't get hurt and keep that body healthy. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to do this. I'm sad, folks, so we're almost at the end of this segment, but we still have 2 more girls on this amazing PW cheerleading squad, so join me shortly.
Nicotine? I don't know. Vapor? Water?
Fruit extract?
I'm not sure. I think it's THC.
Hi, and welcome back. So we're with our last interview now with Emelita and Lily. It is so nice to meet you guys. So do you have any advice for someone that is considering joining cheerleading?
Yes, I would say don't be shy or afraid. Definitely be open-minded. A lot of girls think that they can't do it, but they really can. Cheers for everybody. Be open-minded and love what you do. You're out there supporting every other team, so you need to be energetic and smiles on your face always. So yeah.
Very cheerleader sounding response there. So of all sports, you could have did softball, field hockey. What made you choose cheerleading in particular?
Cheer, you get to bond with a lot of other teams in the school. You get to bring the school spirit up. You get to bring the community together, because you're on the sidelines. The community sees you. The football players are playing. You're cheering for them, but they don't actually get to see you. So bonding with everybody, not only the school, the community, everybody around you.
And then so for Lily, how long have you been cheerleading for, Lily?
I've been cheerleading about 10, 11 years maybe.
Wow. So we have a lot of very long tenured cheerleaders on this team. And then so who would you say your main inspiration in doing cheerleading would be?
Well, when I came here, I just moved here last year, and I saw the PW cheerleaders, and I was just I want to do that here, and be like them. So.
It seems like you fit in pretty well.
Yeah.
And then so with this upcoming state competition, there's a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts that might be going through your head. How are you feeling, about this upcoming competition?
It's definitely a lot of hard work. We have to be with each other 24/7. Gotta love every second of it.
And work together a lot.
I really respect that. And again, I wish nothing but the best of luck to you girls, and I look forward to having you back because I'm sure that you'll have an amazing competition and hopefully you'll be moving on to the next stage. We'll have the rest of these cheerleading girls on this amazing PW squad. Join me after this short break.
Yeah. Can I go to the bathroom?
E-cigarettes are a harmful drug that control the brains of many innocent kids. It's a trap that prevents you from having an opportunity of a great education. Once you're in, it's hard to escape. Don't risk it.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I just want to thank you, cheerleaders, so much for taking the time out of your day. Again, I know that I'm sure you have so much going on outside, and I really appreciate it. You all have so much energy and passion, and it's really beautiful to see that we have such a great community here at PW with so many amazing teams like your team. And join us next week, folks, as we have special ed assistant Walt Runge, who's debuting his new jazz album. I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure he is. I heard he might even play a song from it. That's all. Thank you.